I'm Stephanie, your literary hype woman. Come with me to Emerald City Comic-Con. So what I did today was I went to the David Tennant panel, and he was fantastic. That was so much fun, hilarious. He's just brilliant. I love him. And then I went to the It's Thrilling panel, which is a panel with 3 writers talking about suspense writing. I had never heard of any of the authors before, but the room was standing room only, so I was way in the back, couldn't really see them, so I didn't take any photos. I just absorbed it, and it was really fun. One of my favorite pieces of advice was, we're all petty people, so hold on to it and then get them back by putting it in a book. Words to live by if you're a writer, and I thought that was really fun. But it was a really good panel. And one of the authors is a debut author, and so she was giving away 50 copies of her book at the signing table. So I ran my butt down there and grabbed a copy of The Shadow Sister by Lily Mead. Was not expecting to get any books at this convention. I mean, New York, you think about it, San Diego, you think about it, book festivals, you think about it, but this is run by the same company that does C2E2. There aren't really book giveaways there, so I was very surprised, so I ran down and got this book. And then I went back up to that same panel room, and where people were shocked that this was a free book. They didn't get up because they didn't realize it was a free book. They thought it was, you had to buy it. But so I went to another writing panel, which was really good. This was the best advice best advice for authors. And there were 4 women on that panel. It was a really good panel. Gave you lots to think about. So then I went to Adventure the Show Floor, where I noticed the Penguin Random House booth for Book World. I found the books. And I went over, and they were doing a giveaway for The Final Strife, book 1 of the Ending Fire trilogy by Sarah El Arifi. And then I noticed they had a giveaway schedule. I did not do my research and did not realize that Penguin Random House was going to be here. So they have a full giveaway schedule. It's going to be great for me, who did not bring bags. I just picked up Final Strife by Sarah El Arifi. And there's more giveaways and signings happening later today. And throughout the weekend. I'm so happy that I did not pack a bag for the airport. So this will be really fun. R.I.P. my suitcase. And then I walked around and saw that Fierce Reads and First Second were there too, and I was just giddy. That the publishers were there and doing giveaways. So I went up to the creators, professionals, TV, film kind of meetup, and met some wonderful people in this room. We had such a great conversation, so I'm going to shout out some of my new friends. So there's Amish Guys Don't Call by Debbie Dodds. This sounds so fun because the title alone is pretty perfect. But her telling me the backstory of how this story came to be is pretty great, and I'm really excited to check out the book that she is writing now because she's doing a lot of research on it. And it sounds really good. I'm not going to say anything. I'll let her talk about it when she wants to talk about it. But I'm here for it. Another person who happened to sit at my table was Bree Wolf. BreeWolfStuff.com is their website. And they do video game animation, 2D animation. So it was very interesting. It played into the conversation, especially when Adam showed up. Adam was specifically looking for an animator, so Adam and Bree had a whole conversation. And I ran into Adam later and got to talking to him. And what he's working on is really cool. He's doing picture books for 6 to 8 year olds to help them I'm not going to do it justice, but it's to help kids who are different and learning that we all don't have to fit the same mold, which is absolutely needed. And he's trying to get these books into schools, and because he is a teacher. So Adam Ross of First Fantasy Books, shout out to him. In the middle of that round table, I did run away for a minute. And that was because there was another book giveaway. I literally was like, I'll be right back. Watch my stuff. And I ran out of the room and ran down back to the Penguin Random House to pick up Silver Nitrate by Silva Moreno Garcia. This is the author of Mexican Gothic. Got a new book coming out, and I was not about to miss that. So I ran back down and grabbed me a copy of that. Over at the Fierce Reads First Second booth, they did have a giveaway where it was pick one of 4. It was a really hard decision. And I ended up grabbing A Guide to the Dark by Miriam Matui? I don't know. But it is an exclusive for this convention bound manuscript, so no info on it. But it's some places never leave us, others don't let you go. And it had a cool cover, so I went with it. The runner-up that I almost got is Family Style by Ian Baum. I'm sorry if I mispronounced her name. But it's a graphic novel of memories of an American from Vietnam. So they were giving out recipe cards for Family Style braised pork belly. And I ran back over to the Penguin Random House booth yet again to pick up an arc of Damsel by Evelyn Skye and get it signed. Which she had people signing one of her books, like any page you want. It was pretty fun to kind of leave your mark on a book like that. But anyway, Damsel. In her panel, she said that she got a call from Netflix asking if she wanted to write this book, which is going to be based, like, to work with a movie that they're doing starring Millie Bobby Brown. So I'm here for it. It sounds really cool. She gets engaged to a leader of a really wealthy country, but then finds out it's really just because she's supposed to be getting sacrificed to the dragons. Evelyn Skye also has an adult book coming out, so I'm going to try to get that tomorrow. And Evelyn Skye is trying to put together a writing retreat, so I got her little card for a survey on that. I want this to happen. Final book that I picked up on my first day at Emerald City Comic Con was The Violence by Delilah S. Dawson. She's doing a ton of panels at this convention, so she did sign it. There are a few things that are certain in life: death, taxes, and that I will show up for a free book. So now let's go into my thoughts on the convention as a whole so far. This was just my first day, so it's kind of getting oriented, which a lot of other people were getting oriented as well, because this is the first year for this event in this particular building. Seattle Convention Center Summit Building is where this is held this year, and it is beautiful. It is a brand new building, so this is the first time the convention's been there. It's really easy to get around for the most part. The only confusing thing was I got distracted and forgot that there were basically two show floors, like the Artist Alley area, which was where the publishers were. And then I realized later that there was a whole nother show floor that I had not even set foot on. So that was kind of like, oh, I have so much more to explore. So that was really fun. The rooms were clearly marked. The numbers were in order. Unlike the Javits Center, where the numbers are weird and you have to go different ways because it doesn't connect. This was very easy to get around, so I appreciate it. Love it. I did not go out on the garden terrace, but it looked cool, and I could see people out, like, sword fighting with foam swords, and so that looked really fun. I'm going to have to look around for that tomorrow, if that's still going on. I'm really enjoying this convention so far, because not only do they have the big celebrities, and they have the more niche panels, but they also have a lot of really fun stuff. So I got to go to a Hamilton sing-along.
Number 2. He's after me, 'cause I'm a Scottish sister that elevates the status. I have to be naive to set that aside. Maybe that is what.
There was a Regency dance inspired by Bridgerton, which I did not make it to, but I wanted to. There's Tattoo Alley. Like, there's just so much going on that there's really something for everybody to do. Like, even after the convention floor closes, there's still stuff going on, and it's really fun. I'm really looking forward to the next 2 days, and not just because there are more giveaways. I will be revamping my schedule tonight to include the giveaways now that I know that they exist, and marking them down so I know when to go pester my new best friends over at Penguin Random House and over at Fierce Reads and First Second. They're gonna get so tired of me. Day 2 of Emerald City Comic Con. The first thing I did for day 2 was, as soon as the Artist Alley doors open, I booked it over to the Fierce Reads First Second book booth because they were giving away a copy of Junior High by Tegan and Sarah, illustrated by Tilly Walden. This is a graphic novel that Tegan and Sarah wrote and Tilly illustrated, which the team at Fierce Reads and First Second told me that those three are a match made in heaven. But I used to listen to Tegan and Sarah back when I was in high school, so I have some friends from high school who are probably going to be jealous of this. After that, I went to the Romance and Fantasy panel, which featured a lot of authors that I saw during my first day at Emerald City. But it was a different topic, and there was one new author in the mix. So it was a really great panel, lots of great conversation about writing romance. And bonus, Rachel Griffin and Lily Mead were sitting like right behind me. And so I got to talk to them, and I got to talk to a marketing person from Sourcebooks. So it was a good time for me, both the panel wise and the conversations happening before the panel. So it was a great time. But there was a giveaway. So you said the magic words of free books, and I went running as soon as that panel was over. There's a popular romance series about the Four Horsemen. Well, that author is there, and she's got a new book coming out. This is the first in series, Bewitched. Laura Thalassa. I knew you would come, my queen. That's what it says on the back. But yes, so Bewitched was one of the ones I got. The arcs at the signing, as well as Thief, Liar, Lady by D.L. Soria. This is a Cinderella as a grifter. Cinderella and grifting involved. I'm not sure exactly how they go together at this point, but Cinderella and grifting for Thief, Liar, Lady. The book I was most excited about from yesterday's panel, I got one. The 100 Loves of Juliet by Evelyn Skye. This is a Romeo and Juliet meets Time Traveler's Wife. It sounds like it will crush my feelings. And you know what? I guess I'm just here for it. It sounded fantastic. And I'm very excited about it. So excited that I didn't know that they were giving away an arc of it at the signing, so I got one there. But I also had a ticket for that. So I have 2. I might do a giveaway. I might just give it to a friend. I have not decided yet. That's future Stephanie's problem. Another book-based panel that I went to was Battle of the Tropes. So Delilah S. Dawson was the host of that panel, and there were 2 teams of 2 authors each. And the audience would name 2 kind of similar tropes, and they would have to like debate it, and we would vote on the winner. It was a really, really fun panel. But one of those authors that was part of this panel was Rachel Griffin. She's got a new book coming out, Bring Me Your Midnight. And this cover is just so pretty. So my apologies to Kim and Erin, because I know they love her, especially Erin. And Erin had said she wants the arc. But I have it! Don't kill me. I hit up my friends over at the Fierce Reads First Second booth once again for the giveaway of Homicide, which is a graphic novelization of the book by David Simon. So that looked like fun. However, I'm gonna call some people out. The lovely staff over at that booth had set up the books for that giveaway a few minutes before the time. And like, I had nothing else to do for that 5 minutes leading up to it, so I was just like, I'm just gonna stand here and start the line, which is fine. But the other people, there were several other people who came up and were not exactly nice about them not giving the books out 3 minutes before the giveaway was supposed to start. And they said some snippy things. It's not cool. If you can't wait 3 minutes for a free book, you don't deserve it. And the problem is not the staff, it's you. I said what I said. But shout out to the fabulous people at the Fierce Reads and First Second booth, because they handled it so well. They were so graceful and nice, and they deserve much better than that kind of treatment. So be nice to the people working booths whenever you go to an event. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. The last giveaway at the Fierce Reads booth was the Warrior Girl Unearthed. This is by the same author who wrote Firekeeper's Daughter, so I definitely wanted to get a hold of this because that book was so popular, so I know this one's probably going to be up there on the upper echelons of YA, and you can't miss out on that. So it is an advanced bound manuscript. There's nothing on the back. I didn't even look. I just ran. The last book that I got today was kind of an accident, and I probably shouldn't have gotten it. While I was in line for the Penguin Random House booth signing, the girl in front of me asked if there were any leftovers from Thursday that they were trying to unload. So the guy went to check, and he came out and gave us Final Girls by Riley Sager. And then I looked at the schedule later, and this is a Sunday giveaway. I'm guessing because there was a Red Rising giveaway on Thursday. So I'm guessing he thought that that was this, just because red and black cover. And when you look at books all day, they do kind of blend together sometimes. I did pop over to the main stage for a little while as well today. I went in for the Buffy reunion panel featuring James Marsters and Charisma Carpenter. And I don't know the name of the third author. I think they said her name was Christine, but she played the Slayer's mother. And even though I've never watched Buffy or Angel, that was a really entertaining panel. It was all over the place emotionally. There was laughing, and there was some really serious moments, and there were some really sweet moments. But it was a really good panel, and I enjoyed it. Even though I didn't know what the episodes were they were talking about, I still enjoyed it. And then I skedaddled my butt up to the front row for the Arrow panel featuring Stephen Amell and Juliana, who is one of the canaries in the show, and Colton Haynes. I'm still trying to get him on Literary Hype to talk about his book, but because this Kansas kid's got to stick together. But we will keep trying one day. But that panel was really good. I am planning to post that video, so keep an eye out for that panel video. Technically, the convention is still going as I'm recording this. Like the 20th anniversary prom is just getting started. But there was like 3-hour gap, and I didn't feel like leaving to go get food and then have to go back through the metal detectors, because when you have camera equipment, it's a whole process. So instead, I just went back to my Airbnb for dinner, which I'm okay with. I need to get some rest because Mark Ruffalo is first thing in the morning on Sunday. I did it. I got all of my new books into my suitcase. It is about to explode, but I did it. I wasn't kidding about being excited for this book. I started reading it in line for Mark Ruffalo. Started out the day with Mark Ruffalo, as one does. His panel was so much fun. He shared some stuff that he said might get him in trouble, so we'll see. Look for that. The majority of it, anyway, it did have a little bit of technical difficulties in there, but be looking for that panel coming soon on this channel. And I picked up some books, as one does. I got Green Wild by Perry Thompson, advanced bound manuscript, no cover, nothing on the back. All I know is it's middle grade, and it's from Fierce Reads, and those girls over there are fantastic. So I'm going to check that out, as well as this little sampler. It's from the making of another motion picture masterpiece by Tom Hanks. So it's a very thin little thing. I also filmed an interview with Sam Maggs, so be looking for that on this channel. It was so much ginger in one little small space. It was a good time. And I wrapped up my time at Emerald City Comic Con by checking out the K-pop random chorus game hosted by K-Junkies. I first experienced this at C2E2 in Chicago last year, so to get to see it in another city in a different space was kind of interesting. I still know very little of the dances, so I did not jump in at any point. I did do some hand motions, because I know that hand motions, but I did not jump in. One thing I love about the K-pop chorus game is that even if it's just one person jumping out to do the dance, everyone goes bananas in cheering for them and kind of being their own little hype group. It's so much fun to watch. Even if you weren't participating, it's just a good time to watch. Well, that is a wrap on Emerald City Comic Con 2023. This has been a really interesting experience. Being in a new city, being at a new convention that's also in a new building, and kind of going through all the figuring out of how everything works in this one facility. But it was a really good time. So now it's time for me to head back to St. Louis. It'll be 2 weeks before my next convention, so get a little rest in before it's time to con all over again. So if you enjoyed this little convention wrap-up so you can get an idea of what Emerald City Comic Con is and what it's about and what kind of vibes are going on, definitely hit that like button. Subscribe to the Literary Hype Woman channel, as always. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.